Hello? Yes? Yes? Yes, this is Edgar Bergen's payphone. Charlie McCarthy listening, yeah. Who? Oh, you want to talk to Bergen? Yeah, I'll get him. Bergen, it's for you.
Oh, thank you, Charlie, thank you. Yes, hello? Yes, this is Edgar Bergen. Yes. Oh, yes, of course, yes.
What's he saying?
Why, certainly. Well, I'd be glad to. Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, who was it, Bergen?
Well, it was that Lady Esther Screen Guild players.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and they're going to do Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on the radio.
Yeah?
And what do you think?
I give up.
Yeah. You know the little 14-year-old Mary Jane Smith who sings out at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer?
Charming girl, utterly charming.
Yes. Well, she's going to play and sing the role of Snow White.
Isn't that nice?
Yes. And that funny Charles Kemper's going to play one of the dwarfs, Sneezy.
Is that so? Gesundheit.
No, thank you. And, well, you know, in Snow White, how the prince rides in on a white horse?
Yes.
Well, they want me for that.
No.
Yes.
Well, what part of the horse are you going to play?
No. They want me to play the prince.
Oh, come now, Bergen. The manpower shortage is over, isn't it?
No. Nevertheless, they've asked me to play the prince. And if I do say so myself...
You're the only one who will.
I look rather well in purple tights.
You in tights?
Yes.
With those Duncan Fife legs? No. And that figure?
What's wrong with my figure?
Oh, nothing, if you care for avocados.
Well, I can just see myself in the part.
Yeah?
The prince is a strong, handsome man with blue eyes and lots of blonde, wavy hair.
Oh, stop torturing yourself.
It's not only a good part, but it's a wonderful story.
Yeah, well, what is the story about, Bergie?
Well, I'm surprised that you don't know.
I'm sorry.
Why, Snow White. Snow White is immortal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, who isn't once in a while?
No. I can see that you don't know the story, do you?
No, I don't really. I might as well be honest with you.
No, you don't know it.
No, sir. I'm sorry, too. Awfully sorry.
Yes, I know. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, if you've never heard the story of Snow White, well, then you've never heard the story of Snow White.
Well, now, there's a hunk of logic.
And I shall tell you the story.
I was afraid of that.
Yes.
Well, just so it won't be a total loss of time, I'll mark a deck of cards.
No, you won't. Now, we have several versions of Snow White. Which one do you prefer?
The silent version.
No. Once upon a time...
The date has been verified, I trust.
Yes. Once upon a time, long, long ago.
Funny, nothing ever happens nowadays. Have you noticed that?
There lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had a very wicked stepmother who made her work night and day.
I know the type.
Yes.
Probably paid the kid 75 cents a week.
No. Her stepmother, the cruel queen, didn't pay her a cent, but made her work as a scullery maid, cleaning, scrubbing floors, and washing dishes.
She was no fool. Help is hard to get, you know.
Yeah. When her work was through, little Snow White would go out in the garden and sit by the wishing well. She gazed into the well and would sing, "I'm wishing," and the echo answered back, "I'm wishing, I'm wishing, I'm wishing."
Monotonous, isn't it?
Shh, listen, Charlie, listen.
Want to know a secret? Promise not to tell. We are standing by a wishing well. Make a wish into the well. That's all you have to do. And if you hear it
And now, Charlie, in order to better understand this beautiful story, let's journey back to the time of Snow White.
Shall I pack a lunch?
No. Now, we find ourselves at the castle of the beautiful Wicked Queen.
You know, that's what I like about radio. It's so flexible.
Yeah. Look at that queen there. Look at the great stone tower there.
Yeah. Well, now, which is it?
Well,
Well, we all make mistakes.
see the great stone tower?
Yeah.
And those guards in armor standing by?
Yeah, but where's the queen?
Well, I don't know. Let's climb up and peek in this window.
Well, what do you see?
There she is. That's the Wicked Queen standing by the magic mirror.
Oh, mirror.
Who's she talking to?
Quiet, she'll hear you.
Oh, magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Is she kidding?
Shh. Quiet, the mirror's going to answer.
Famed is thy beauty, majesty, but one is still more fair than thee.
Alas for her. Reveal her name.
Lips red as a rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
Snow White.
Well, what happened then?
Well, at finding she's no longer the most beautiful woman in the land, the Wicked Queen decides to do away with Snow White. She sends one of her henchmen to kill Snow White.
No.
And to bring back her heart as proof of the wicked deed. But the henchman couldn't bring himself to kill the lovely princess. So instead, he killed a boar.
Anyone we know?
Certainly not. He brought back the boar's heart and gave that to the queen and said, "Here is the heart of Snow White." And the queen answered, well done, my true and faithful servant."
Just tell it, don't ham it, all right. Well, what happened to Snow White?
Well, the queen's henchman left her in the cold, dark forest to die. But she didn't die.
Stubborn kid, ain't she?
No. For hours, Snow White wandered about in the dense forest until, at long last, she stumbled on a little cottage.
I'm a clumsy fool.
No.
Well, I don't know. He said she stumbled on it.
Well, she didn't stumble on the cottage. She stumbled into it.
Oh, a snootful.
No.
What was the house like?
Oh, well, it was the most unusual. All the chairs and tables were very tiny, and the beds were the smallest you've ever seen.
That must have been cute, huh?
Well, it wasn't, no.
No?
It was the most messy, untidy house you've ever seen.
Yeah?
Can you imagine it?
I don't have to. I live in it.
No. There were dirty dishes all about and dust in every corner. So Snow White got a broom and tidied up the little house. And it was spick and span as it had never been before. Snow White was so tired that she went upstairs and fell asleep.
Yeah, well, who the man that lives in this house? Now, who is it?
Well, I'll tell you. The tiny house is the dwelling place of 7 little dwarfs.
Dwarfs?
Yes. They spend all day working in their gold mine, and they're very happy little fellows. And they always sing as they go to and from work.
Yeah? By golly, I think I can hear the little beggars now.
Hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, 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 it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, 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 it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, 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 it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, 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 hi-ho.
Hey, look at our house, men. The lit's light. The light's lit.
The floor's been swept.
The goblins have been here.
See, look. Flowers on the table. Flowers on the table.
What beautiful flowers. Flowers. Goldenrod.
Oh, look. Why, the whole place is clean.
Yeah, and there's dirty work afoot, too.
Hey, listen, men, listen. whatever done this ain't down here, so it must be upstairs. And I say, whatever it is, we got to go up there and get it.
And so they go upstairs, creeping up the steps, with clubs in their hands. Slowly, quietly, they open the door. And then... Charlie, would you like to know what happens then?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so, Bergen, yeah.
Well, you don't seem very anxious.
Oh, sure I am. I'm awful anxious, Bergen, but, don't you have to save something for the second act?
Lady Esther has presented Act One of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, starring Edgar Bergen, Mary Jane Smith, and Charles Kemper. The second act of the Lady Esther Screen Guild play will follow in a moment. And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, starring Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, with Mary Jane Smith as Snow White, Charles Kemper as Sneezy, and Mortimer Snurd still to be heard from as Bashful.
Well, as soon as the seven little dwarfs discovered Snow White asleep in their beds, they woke her up, and she sat up there, staring at them. And then she said,
Oh, I know you. You must be Doc.
Howdy.
And you must be happy.
Howdy.
And you must be grumpy.
Howdy. And don't think I don't mean it.
And you're sleepy.
Oh, yeah, howdy.
And what is your name?
My name is Sneezy. Silly, isn't it?
Why do they call you Sneezy?
I guess it's on account of because I... I'll give you 3 guesses.
Is it because you sneeze once in a while?
That's right. It's because I... Once in a while, she says.
What makes you sneeze like that?
I'm sort of sickly. I got a fever.
What kind of a fever?
I can't say it because it makes me sneeze just to hear the word.
Is it spring fever? Scarlet fever?
Please, just skip it, will you?
Is it hay fever?
You said the word, didn't you? I don't want you to say that word.
You mean that you sneeze every time anyone mentions hay?
Yeah, there, you said it. You said it again now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sneezy. Are you all right now?
Sure, I'm all right. I'll be fine as long as I don't mention hay again. Hey!
Let's change the subject, Sneezy. My, this is a pretty house you have here.
Yes, and it's all ours. No mortgage. We paid 1,000 gold pieces for this place.
That certainly is a lot of money.
It ain't hay.
Poor Sneezy. Isn't there any way we can help you?
No, it's too late. I got a headache.
Well, why don't you lie down and rest for a while?
That's a good idea. I'm going right upstairs and hit the hay. Help!
And here's one more. I guess you must be bashful.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'd like to talk to you, Bashful. Tell me, do people really frighten you?
Oh, well, it's about 50-50, I guess.
I never saw anyone so bashful.
Yeah, I'm bashful. I'm so bashful, I won't get undressed at night if I'm in the room.
Well, what is it that makes all you boys so small?
Well, you see, we're what they call, what is it they call us now? We're what they call warts. That's what we are.
Oh, you don't mean warts.
Yeah, gnomies they call us.
You mean that you're a dwarf?
Yeah, that's the fellow, yeah.
Well, just what is a dwarf?
Well, a dwarf, it's something like a, I don't know, something like a midget.
Oh. Not midget.
Well, giblet, I guess.
You don't mean giblet.
No.
You mean midget.
That's the word, yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Then why didn't you tell me?
Well, I can't say midget type.
Oh, I've never met anyone quite like you. How old are you, Bashful?
No, I don't know. It keeps changing every year. I can't.
Well, I have no place to go, and the boy said I could stay here. I hope we can be friends.
Oh, sure. Oh, by the way, are you doing anything Saturday night?
Why, no.
Oh, well, can I borrow your soap?
Well, Charlie, you can imagine the dwarfs were mighty pleased about having Snow White as their guest. Yes, even little old Sourpuss Grumpy, and Snow White was delighted with all of them. And so they went down to dinner, and afterward they sang and they danced. And after that, Snow White told them about her prince.
Bergen, did little Snow White live happily ever after with the dwarfs, or did she find her prince?
Well, I'll tell you, Charlie. The wicked queen consulted her mirror.
Uh-huh.
And found out that little Snow White was still alive.
Uh-oh.
So she determined to put her in a deep sleep.
How did she do it? Did you tell her a story?
No, Charlie. No, she prepared a poison apple.
Oh, she's wicked to the core, that woman.
Yeah. And this apple contained an ancient poison. Upon eating it, Snow White would fall into a death-like trance. She could be awakened only by love's first kiss. So now, with the poison apple in her hand, we find the wicked queen disguised as a witch on her way to the home of the 7 dwarfs. Look at her. She's old, haggard, ugly, and wrinkled.
Would you like an apple, my dear? A nice rosy apple? A very special kind of apple?
A special kind of apple?
Yes, a magic apple. One bite, and all your dreams will come true.
Oh, let me see. What shall I wish for? I know. I wish my prince would come and find me and carry me away to his castle.
Yeah, fine. Yes. Now take a bite, my dear. That's it. I
feel strange. Oh.
Success. success. Snow White, they'll think you're dead. They'll bury you here, and I'll be the fairest in the land.
Oh, I hate that woman. Poor little Snow White. I feel sorry for her.
Yes, Charlie. And the dwarfs did, too.
Yeah.
They thought she was dead, but she was so beautiful, they didn't have the heart to bury her. They laid her to rest in a very beautiful glass coffin in the middle of the forest.
Well, then what happened?
Well, now we come to the part of the prince. Right here is where I enter.
Right here's where I leave. No.
In this scene, I'm galloping through the forest on my beautiful white charger.
Side saddle, I suppose. No.
And I come upon Snow White lying in her glass coffin, and I kneel down beside her.
So far, so good. Now, how you going to get back up again?
As she lies there under the evil spell, I plant a kiss on her dainty lips.
And she wakes up screaming.
No. No, she doesn't. She opens her eyes and gazes into my face. And do you know what she says?
Where's the rest of the apple?
No. Though she steps from her coffin, I take her into my arms and put her on my great white horse. And we ride away to live happily ever after.
Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again on the way to his perfect home. To be happy someday when spring is here, we'll find our love anew, and the bird will wedding bells will
Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again, and away to his castle we'll go. To be happy forever, I know.
Someday when spring is here, we'll find our love anew, and the bird wedding bells will someday when my
And, Charlie, that's the story of Snow White, and it's the story that everyone should know.
Yeah, but not everyone should tell. Especially you.
Nevertheless, I intend to play the role of the prince on the Lady Esther Screen Guild program.
Yes, I know, but I did. Yeah. Hello? Who? Oh, yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, certainly. I'll tell him now. Goodbye.
Well, who was it, Charlie?
Well, just the people who called you about that radio show.
Yes, what'd they want?
Oh, not much. You made a slight mistake, that's all, Bergen.
A mistake?
Yes, it wasn't a Screen Guild program. It was Take It or Leave It.
Oh, I see, yes.
And they don't need a prince, they need a princess.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, and they don't want Edgar Bergen, they want Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, I see.
Good night, everybody. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off.
Thank you, Mary Jane Smith, Charles Kemper, Charlie McCarthy, and Mortimer Snerd, and you, Edgar Bergen, for appearing tonight with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players.
It was a pleasure, Truman, and I believe Charlie and Mortimer will let me speak for them, too, in saying how proud we all are of the Motion Picture Relief Fund's country house and clinic, which this radio program makes possible. We hope to be back soon.
Thank you, Edgar. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther. Next week.
Again next week at this same time for Screen Guild Players. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Snooks! Snooks, where are you?
I'm right here, Daddy.
Why, Snooks, what are you doing by the radio?
I'm going to listen to Lady Esther's Screen Guild show.
Oh, I see. And why that show?
Because it's like Jell-O and Jell-O puddings. And you know what?
What?
I like it.
Oh. Well, come on, Snooks. You're going to have a busy day tomorrow, and it's time you went to bed.
Why?
Well, I should think you'd want to go to bed and rest up for tomorrow. Then you can play with your new Christmas toys all day long.
Are you going to bed and rest up?
No, why?
Well, you've been playing with my toys more than I have.
Now, let's not be selfish. Look, will you go to bed if I sing you a song?
A lullaby?
Uh-huh.
Rockabye baby?
Uh-huh.
I'd rather stay here.
Well, you can't sit by the radio all night.
But they're going to tell my favorite story about Pistachio.
Pistachio?
Mm-hmm.
You mean Pinocchio. Pistachio's a nut.
No, he ain't, Daddy. He's a little boy.
The boy's name's Pinocchio. I know the story very well.
So do I. His father carved him out of wood.
Exactly. And you know his father's name?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Edgar Bergen.
Just what I thought. You're bluffing. Now, when I was your age, I knew the story of Pinocchio backwards.
You did?
Yes. Will you go to sleep if I tell it to you?
Backwards?
No, forwards.
All right, Daddy. Tell me the story.
Well, once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a kind old man named Geppetto.
Mm-hmm.
He was a toy maker.
Yeah.
And he lived all alone. No one to talk to but his cat and his goldfish.
Did the cat really talk?
Why, certainly. It said...
Meow. What did the goldfish say?
Why, it's, oh, don't be silly. Goldfish don't talk. They open their mouths, but they never say anything.
You mean like you do when Mummy's around?
When Mummy's around, I'm no goldfish.
What are you?
I'm a dead pigeon.
Poor Daddy. Tell me more about Pistachio.
Pinocchio! Pinocchio. Well, one cold winter night, not long before Christmas, when most people were enjoying good cheer and fellowship with their families, old Geppetto was in his cottage all alone. And he was feeling a bit sad because he didn't have any family at all. Just his cat and his goldfish and a little wooden puppet that he'd just finished carving. And he turned to Figaro, that was the name of his cat, and he said,
Figaro, he is the nicest puppet I have ever seen. I think I will call him Pinocchio. Oh, you like that name, eh? He's such a cute little fellow. He almost looks alive. Figaro, wouldn't it be nice if he were real? What is it, Figaro? What do you want? Oh, the window is open. You want me to close it, eh?
Very well. Figaro, look. Up there. The wishing star. Starlight, star bright. Oh, first star I see tonight. I wish I may. I wish I might have the wish I make tonight. Figaro, you know what I wished. I wish that my little Pinocchio might be a real boy. Well, Snooks, how do you like the story so far?
I like it. What happened next?
Old Geppetto went to sleep.
Why?
Well, he just went to sleep. That's all.
That's all?
Yes.
That's a very short story.
Oh, don't be silly. Geppetto went to sleep, and late that night a beautiful blue light shone in through the window.
Mm-hmm.
And it blazed and it glowed, and in the middle of it stood the blue fairy. And she touched Pinocchio with her golden wand and said,
Little puppet made of pine, awake, the gift of life is thine.
Golly, I can move, and I can talk.
Yes, Pinocchio, I have given you life.
Why?
Because the good Geppetto has brought so much happiness to others with his toys. And tonight he wished for a real boy.
Am I a real boy?
Not yet, Pinocchio. To make Geppetto's wish come true will be entirely up to you.
Up to me?
Yes. Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you'll be a real boy.
Oh, a real boy.
It will not be easy. You must learn to choose between right and wrong.
Right and wrong? How will I know?
Your conscience will tell you.
Conscience? Where'll I find one?
Hello, what about me?
What's that?
Why, it's a cricket.
Jiminy Cricket's the name, yes, sir-wee, and I'm as widow as anyone's conscience can be.
I think you would be just the one. Kneel, Sir Jiminy Cricket. I dub thee Pinocchio's conscience.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Pinocchio, remember, be a good boy and always let your conscience be your guide.
Look, she's gone.
That's right, Pinocchio. And listen to me. You and I better have a widow when we talk.
Why?
Well, you want to be a real boy, don't you? A wallapalooza. That's fine. But the world is crammed full of lovely temptations.
Temptations?
Yep, temptations. They're the wrong things that seem right at the time, but even though the right things may seem wrong sometimes, sometimes the wrong things may be right at the wrong time, or vice versa. You follow me?
But I'm going to do right.
Attaboy, Pinocchio, and I'm going to help you. Anytime you need me, just whistle. Like this.
Like this?
No, son. Listen. When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle. When you meet temptation and the urge is very strong, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle. Not just a window squeak, but go up and blow. And if your whistle squeaks, yell, Jiminy Cricket. Take this straight and narrow path, and if you start to slide, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle. And always let your conscience be your guide.
Daddy?
What?
Didn't all that noise wake up Pinocchio's father?
Yes, of course.
Did the noise wake up Pinocchio?
He wasn't asleep.
Don't little wooden dummies sleep?
Oh, sure. They sleep like logs. Ha-ha! How's that?
Ha-ha, terrible. And then what happened next?
Well, Geppetto was delighted to find that his little wooden boy could walk and talk.
He liked them, huh?
Yes. And the next morning, he sent him off to school.
I thought you said he liked them.
He did. But he wanted Pinocchio to be like other little children. So that morning, Pinocchio got up and ran as fast as he could to the schoolhouse.
Imagine that.
Yes. Now, why aren't you so anxious to go to school as Pinocchio is?
'Cause I'm no dummy.
Great. Well, anyhow, on the way to school, Pinocchio ran into a sly old wolf.
A wolf?
Yes. And do you know what his name was?
Uncle Louie?
No. This wolf was named Honest John.
Mm-hmm.
And he was standing on the street reading a big advertising billboard that said,
"Tonight in the big tent, the great Stromboli and his puppet show." Well, so Stromboli's in town. The old rascal, I certainly fooled him once, all right. That time I tied strings on a cat and Stromboli bought her for a puppet.
And you don't know right from wrong. Give a little whistle.
Good morning, my little friend.
Good morning.
And where are you going this fine sunny day?
I'm going to school, just like a real boy.
That's fine. Just imagine a little wooden boy. Now, who'd ever believe that a wooden boy? A puppet without strings. Why, Stromboli'd give a fortune for him. He'd, Hey there, wait! Wait for me, little boy! So, you're going to school, my little man. Going to be a scholar, eh?
Yes, I'm going to learn to be brave, truthful, and unselfish so I can be a real boy someday.
Indeed.
Well, I must be going now. I'm late.
Oh, just a minute, young fellow, just a minute. Haven't you heard of the easy road to success?
The easy road?
I'm speaking, my boy, of the theater.
The theater?
Bright lights, music, applause, your name in lights. What is your name?
Pinocchio.
Why, I can see it in letters 6 feet high.
6 feet high?
Just as sure as my name is Honest John. P-I-N-U... P-I-N... Well, anyway, 6 feet high. Come along, lad. On to the theater. Hi, diddly-dee, an actor's life for me. A high silk hat and a silver cane, a watch of gold with a diamond chain. Hi, diddly-do, you sleep till after 2. You promenade with a big cigar, you tour the world in a private car, you dine on chicken and caviar. An actor's life for me. Hi, diddly-dee,
Hey, Pinocchio.
Hello, Jiminy. I'm going to be an actor.
Now, take it easy, son. Slow down. Remember what I said about temptation? Well, that's him.
Oh, no, Jiminy. That's Mr. Honest John.
Honest John. Oh, please, I pray you know Pinocchio.
Goodbye, Jiminy.
Wait, Pinocchio, wait, please.
Life for me. A high silk hat and a silver cane, a watch of gold with a diamond chain. Hi, diddly-do, you sleep till after 2. You promenade with a big cigar, you tour the world in a private car, you dine on chicken and caviar. An actor's life for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stromboli the Great. I give you now the only papita who can sing and dance absolutely without no string. I give you the one and only Pinocchio.
I've got no strings to hold me down, to make me fret or make me frown. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me. Hi-ho, the merry-o, I'm as happy as can be. I want the world to know nothing ever worries me. I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tied up to anyone. How I love my liberty. There are no strings on me. I've got no strings.
Sure, they like him. He's a great big walloping success. Well, anyway, I did my level best, but he wouldn't listen. What does an actor want with a conscience anyway?
I'm as happy as can be. I want the world to know nothing ever worries me. I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tied up to anyone. How I love my liberty. There are no strings on me.
Well, Snooks, how do you like the way I'm telling you this story?
I'd rather listen to the Screen Girls show.
Oh, you would. Well, what have they got that I haven't got?
Lady Esther.
Touché. You're just like every other female. All right, if it's Lady Esther you want, that's what you'll get.
Tonight before you go to bed, look closely at your skin. See if it's everything you really like it to be. If it is, you're a lucky girl. But if you'd like to improve it in any way, then let me tell you about a serious skin problem which may be yours because it threatens every woman. This serious problem is a stubborn film on your skin, caused by your natural skin oils mixing with dust and cosmetics. You can't see or feel this stubborn film, but it dulls the natural freshness and beauty of your skin, makes even young skin look dingy and lifeless. It also encourages blackheads and blemishes. Ordinary cleansing fails to remove this film. Massage or rubbing only forces it deeper into the mouths of your pores. Here's the safe, sure way to remove that stubborn film. At least once each day, preferably at bedtime, smooth on my unique Lady Esther four-purpose face cream and wipe it off. Look at your cleansing tissue. See how surface dirt and cosmetics are removed. But now comes the important part. Apply Lady Esther cream a second time and wipe it off. Instantly you'll see the difference, the clearer, fresher, younger look. Now that stubborn, dulling, clogging film is gone. The very texture of my Lady Esther four-purpose face cream is unique, so soft, so effective. My cream doesn't need to be massaged in. It does the work itself. Use Lady Esther cream faithfully every night. Give your skin a real chance to look lovelier every day.
And now Lady Esther presents the second act of Walt Disney's Pinocchio, starring Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks, Hanley Stafford as Daddy, Carol Smith as Pinocchio, and Arthur Q. Bryan as Jiminy Cricket.
Did Pinocchio like being an actor, Daddy?
Oh, no, he didn't like it at all.
Why?
Because Stromboli soon discovered that he could make a lot of money with Pinocchio. So he locked the little boy in a cage.
He locked him in a cage?
Yes. What's the matter with you?
Poor little Pinocchio, locked up in a dirty old cage.
Well, I can't help it.
Take him out of the cage.
Now, look. He's in the cage because that's the way the story goes. If he wasn't in the cage, there wouldn't be any story, and you'd be up in bed, asleep.
Daddy,
What?
I'm glad he's in the cage.
Fine. Now may I continue?
Please do.
Thank you. Well, just when Pinocchio had given up all hope, little Jiminy Cricket found him in the cage. And he called to the Blue Fairy. And she came down and decided to give Pinocchio one more chance. So she unlocked the cage, and Pinocchio and Jiminy went hurrying home. And as they were going along the street...
No, sir. Nothing can stop me now, Jiminy. I'll make good this time.
You better.
I will. I'm going to school.
That's a stuff, Pinocchio.
I'll be smart, too. Anyway, I'd rather be smart than be an actor.
Well, if it isn't my little friend Pinocchio.
Oh, it's Honest John.
Tell me, Pinocchio, how do you like the great Stromboli?
Oh, he was awful. He locked me in a cage.
He did?
Then he wouldn't feed me, and he made me sing all night. And then...
Oh, you poor boy. You must be a nervous wreck.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Let me see your face. Of course. Just as I thought. A slight touch of monetary complications with bucolic semilunar contraptions that flying to pieces.
Oh, golly.
Just open your mouth. Say hippopotamus.
Oh,
I knew it. Compound transmission of the pandemonium with percussion of spasmodic disintegration.
Golly, is that bad?
Let me feel your pulse. Oh, my dear, my goodness. Palpitation, syncopation of the killer dealer of the wicky-wacky stomping of the Jolson story. My boy, you are allergic.
Allergic?
Yes, and there's only one cure. A vacation on Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island?
The happy land of carefree boys. No school, no work, just fun and noise. I'll take you there. Just wait here, my boy. I'll go out and get my carrot.
Jiminy, did you hear what he said? I'm going to... What's the matter, Jiminy?
Pinocchio, don't let him fool you. That Pleasure Island is a whacket. That's where little boys make jackasses of themselves.
They do?
You bet they do. Their ears grow long, and then they sprout tails, and they can't even talk. They just play. Like this. Yee-haw, yee-haw.
Oh, golly, let's go home.
That's what I say. Let's go. Hey, what do you know? It worked. Come on, Pinocchio. Let's scram. When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle.
And for the rest of his life, Pinocchio always remembered that song. When you get in trouble and you don't know what to do, give a little whistle. Give a little whistle.
Daddy!
What?
Just tell me the story.
I should have made you go to sleep in the first place. Oh, all right. So when Pinocchio and Jiminy got to Geppetto's cottage, they found him out.
Oh, what do they find out about him?
They found he was gone. And for heaven's sake, stop asking so many questions. I can't stand it anymore.
Poor little Daddy.
Pester me, you interrupt me, you drive me crazy.
Would you feel better if I stopped asking you questions?
Oh, yes.
Poor little Daddy.
Now sit back and listen. Jiminy and Pinocchio went looking for Geppetto. And where do you think they found him?
Where?
Inside a whale.
Oh.
Is that all you have to say? He was actually inside a great big whale.
That's what you said.
But isn't that remarkable? A man. A full-grown man. Isn't that an awful lot for a whale to swallow?
Isn't that an awful lot for me to swallow?
Well, it happens to be true. What's more, Jiminy and Pinocchio went down to the bottom of the sea and joined Geppetto inside the whale.
Imagine that.
Yes. But then the whale clamped his teeth, and they couldn't come out.
The teeth couldn't come out?
No. Pinocchio, Jiminy, and Geppetto couldn't come out.
But you said
Never mind what I said. You said the whale's teeth came out, which is false.
Were they false teeth?
Oh, look. Let's get out of the whale's mouth.
How are we going to do it?
Well, Pinocchio had an idea. He figured a way to make the whale blow them out.
Did he make the whale cough?
Well, you're pretty close, I admit. But how would you go about making a whale cough?
Get his feet wet.
Whales don't have feet. What Pinocchio did was build a fire in the whale's stomach.
Well, how did that make the whale blow them out?
Oh, I guess you've never seen a whale sneeze.
The whale's knees?
Yes.
But you said they didn't have legs.
Oh, Snooks. Stop acting cute. The whale sneezed. He sneezed, you understand? Achoo! Well, say something.
Gesundheit.
Snooks, I think I'm going to put you to bed.
No, I'll be good. Tell me the rest of the story.
Very well. The whale sneezed them out, and old Geppetto nearly drowned. But Pinocchio came to his aid and towed him into shore. In doing so, the little wooden boy gave up his own life to save his father's.
Poor Pistachio.
Pinocchio! And when the old man came to, he picked Pinocchio out of the water where he was lying and carried him home and put him on the bed. And then he kneeled by the bed and cried and cried.
Pinocchio, oh, my boy, my brave little boy.
And as he knelt there, the beautiful blue light came in through the window again. It was the blue fairy herself.
Oh.
And she touched Pinocchio with her golden wand. And she said,
Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you'll be a real boy. Awake, Pinocchio. Awake.
Oh, my poor boy. My poor boy.
Father, what are you crying for?
Because you are dead, Pinocchio.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Now lie down.
But, Father, I'm alive. See? And I'm a real boy.
You are?
Yes?
You're alive. And you are a real boy. Oh, Pinocchio, Pinocchio. Now all my wishes have come true.
Anything your heart desires will come.
That's the end of the story, Snooks. The story of Pinocchio. Now it's time you went to sleep. Come on, Snooks, to sleep. Snooks! Snooks! I absolutely insist that you go to sleep.
But, Daddy, I was asleep. You just woke me up.
Thank you, Fanny Bryce, Hanley Stafford, Carol Smith, Arthur Q. Bryan, and all the rest of you who have made this holiday season such a delightful one for so many people. Your annual performances contribute a great deal to a work that continues throughout the year, the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its Country House. Thank you again, and thank you, Walt Disney. And now, here is a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
I wish I could sit down with you in your own home and discuss all your skin problems. But there's one problem so important, such a threat to every woman, that I want to talk about it here. This insidious threat is a stubborn film on your skin. It's caused by your natural skin oils mixing with dust and cosmetics. You can't see or feel this stubborn film, and ordinary cleansing fails to remove it. That's important for you to know because this film dulls the true freshness and beauty of your skin and encourages blackheads and blemishes. Here's the safe, sure way to get rid of that stubborn film. First, smooth on my unique Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream and wipe it off. Immediately apply Lady Esther cream again and wipe it off. The first application removes surface dirt and cosmetics. The second application really removes that stubborn, clogging film. And instantly your skin looks clearer, fresher, feels softer, smoother. And remember, my unique Lady Esther cream by itself does 4 of the things your skin needs most. It cleanses thoroughly. It softens your skin, helps nature refine the pores, and leaves a perfect powder base. Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream gives you a complete beauty treatment.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players will present a special radio broadcast of one of the greatest motion pictures of all time. It will celebrate the presentation of the Red Book Award for the outstanding picture of 1946, The Yearling. And it will star the original cast, Gregory Peck, Jane Wyman, and Claude Jarman, Jr. Don't miss this unusual program. Tonight's program, The Wonderful Adventures of Pinocchio, and last week's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, were produced and directed for Lady Esther by Bill Lawrence, adapted by Harry Cronman, and were presented through the courtesy of Walt Disney, whose newest production is the Technicolor picture Song of the South, based on the immortal Uncle Remus tales. Last week, Edgar Bergen appeared through the courtesy of Chase and Sanborn, and Mary Jane Smith appeared by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor production The Yearling. Charles Kemper can now be seen in the Columbia picture Gallant Journey. Fanny Bryce as Baby Snooks can be heard on her own program for Jell-O and Jell-O Puddings, with Hanley Stafford as Daddy. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Tonight's Lady Esther Screen Guild program is being heard by our servicemen and women overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Lady Esther invites you to join the Screen Guild Players to help celebrate a brilliant annual event.
The Red Book Magazine Award for the Outstanding Picture of 1946.
The Red Book selection this year, a Technicolor saga of American life. A story so great and yet so beautiful in its simplicity that it will touch a warm chord in your hearts and live in your memory forever. Lady Esther presents with pride Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's great Academy Award contender, The Yearling, based on the book by Marjorie Kinnan Rawlins and starring Gregory Peck as Penny Baxter, Jane Wyman as Ori, and Claude Jarman Jr. as Jody. Penny Baxter tells our story.
For a beautiful day, the kind of day makes a man glad to be alive. The sun warm and promising, the earth breathing slow and easy like. And still Ori, that's my wife, you see, Ori was raring.
Jody! Jody! Where's that boy gallivanting at? I need some wood.
Now, Jody wasn't exactly gallivanting. After all, the boy's just 11, and he had a mighty reasonable explanation.
Some honeybees was here, Pa, and I aimed to follow and find the bee tree. And, well, the notion taking me to go a-rambling. Gets late mighty quick, Pa, before you know it.
Well, I was in the middle, you might say. I could feel for Ori, for the hard life she'd had with me, cutting out our little farm out of that wilderness. Fighting for every square inch of ground, fighting for our food and for what clothes we had. Fighting just to keep alive, sometimes losing. We'd laid 3 young'uns in our little burying ground. Only Jody were left. And I reckon that does something to a woman. Makes something inside her close up tight. So if it happens again, she ain't gonna let it hurt her so much. Yes, I could feel for Ori, but then I could feel for Jody, too.
Pa, I seen a sight today down at the Glen.
Yes, son?
A mammy coon with 2 babies. They was the prettiest little fellas you ever seen.
Coons is pretty.
Them little fellas was so pretty that if I should snare me one of 'em for a pet, I bet even Ma'd love it.
Yeah, Ma ain't gonna go loving no coons.
You reckon she'd rare if I was to mention it?
Now, what do you reckon?
Come on in and get your victuals, you two, before this pone steams off to nothing.
Jody?
I reckon she'd rare. Hey, Pa, it's sweet tater pone, Pa. Just the way I...
Jody, you might wait till your pa says a word of thanks.
Yes'm. I'm waiting, Pa.
Oh, Lord, thanks again for the victuals. Amen.
Well, I declare. That's a mighty skimpity blessing, seems to me.
Well, I always get hungry when I go logging. The Lord will know what I mean.
Pa.
What is it, boy?
Did I tell you seen an old coon today, Pa?
Yes, you told me, boy.
Did I tell you she had a couple of babies?
You told me that, too.
I bet if Ma'd seen one of them little old baby coons, she'd have loved it to death.
Now, Jody, we ain't gonna have no coons around here.
What about a little old bear cub, then? If and I should find myself one. Or a possum. I just love a baby fox or baby panther.
Jody!
But, Ma, I just gotta have me something for a pet. We got milk aplenty.
Milk aplenty. They ain't an extra drop from sun to sun.
It could have mine.
And don't tell me again it can have yours. You're spindly enough as it is. How do you think we spare rations to some critter, whereas all we can do is keep our own bellies full?
But I just want something all my own. Something to follow me and be mine. Some with dependence to it.
Going on 12 and still wanting some kind of a play dolly. Why, your pa was doing his man share work time he was your age. Now, you finish your victuals and get to bed.
Yes'm. Night. Night, Pa.
Night, son. Seems to me you get mighty hard on a boy at times, Ori.
Well, then let him tend to work. Always running off. Always wanting to drag some pesky critter into the house.
Well, a boy ain't a boy too long. Leave him kick up his heels a little now. The day will come he won't even want to. Don't be afraid to love the boy, Ori.
Let's get finished here and get some sleep. I have to start for the sinkhole early tomorrow. Got a lot of washing to do.
Poor Ori, 'twere a mighty hard life for her. And thinking to make it up to her, me and Jody went to Volusia to do some trading. And when we got back...
Hey, Ma. We're back, Ma. Only took us 2 days.
Where's your pa?
I'm here, Ori. Made the trip a whole day less than usual. Brung some things for you. Got some money, too. Now, did I make a good trade, Ma? That makes near $5 we got saved. And you know what that $5 is going for, Ma? Tobacco seed. Enough tobacco seed so as we can have a fine money crop next spring. And every bit of money we get from that is going into bricks and mortar so as you can have a well right outside your door.
Well, I declare.
Yes, no more toting wash into a sinkhole 1/2 mile from the house. No more toting water to wash in, water for cooking. Or you're going to have a well and there ain't nothing going to interfere this time. Hey, Ma?
Why, I just can't imagine it. Washing right on my own place. Having all the water I need right here. Not even caring if some slops over now and then. I declare it'll be such a blessing it won't seem... Now, I bet you ain't bought half the things I ordered. I never knowed a man yet that could be trusted to... Where's my paregoric? Where's my... Well, I declare. Some black alpaca. Now, if that ain't just like a man...
Jody.
Coming, Pa. Throwing away money on such as this. I declare men ain't got no more sense than... How much did this cost? Just tell me how much money you wasted on such foolishness. Next time you go to Volusia, I'll... Black alpaca. Black alpaca.
She's a rare, Pa. Don't she like it?
She likes it, boy. So we went along. 'Tweren't no easy life, but we managed somehow. Until that day when our hogs went wandering off. Jody and me was tracking them, picking up the trail through the rough scrub. I leaned down to push some vines aside, and all of a sudden the long grass come alive.
Hey, Pa!
Get back! Hold the dogs!
Pa!
He got me on the wrist, boy. There's a rattler. A big one.
Pa!
Don't talk. There's a deer.
Pa, it's a doe.
All you do as I tell you now. Quick, take your knife and open up her belly.
Yes, Pa.
Cut out the liver and the heart. Use them for a poultice. Draw the poison out. Maybe we got a chance this way. Hurry, boy.
I got him, Pa. Pa, you're slicing your wrist like that. You'll bleed to death.
I'd rather bleed to death than swell. I seen a man die once.
Hey, Pa, look. Pa, the doe's got a fawn.
I'm sorry, boy. I can't help it. Now, listen. I got to make for home. You get on to the Foresters. Get one of them to ride to the branch for Doc Wilson. It's my only chance. Can you do it, boy?
I can do it, Pa.
Tell one of them to ride for the Doc and one of them to take this road and pick me up in case I can't make it. And hurry, boy. You gotta hurry.
You make it, Pa, you hear me? You're obliged to make it.
Well, now, a man gets an order like that, he can't take it lightly. I reckon I was just obliged to make it. Jody brung the Doc all right. And all through them black hours, the boy must have stayed there, right by my bed. And when I got to feeling better...
Twere a near thing, Pa.
Yes, boy.
You all right now, though.
That's right. And I'm proud the way you kept your head and done what was needed.
Pa, you recollect that doe you shot?
I can't never forget her.
Most likely she saved your life, didn't she, Pa?
She saved me, that's certain.
Pa, you recollect that little fawn she had?
Yes, boy.
Most likely it's mighty scared and lonesome, hungry.
I reckon so.
It might be out there yet, not knowing which way to go.
Might be.
Pa, we taken its mammy. It weren't no ways to blame.
Well, sure don't seem grateful to let it starve.
Pa, you figure how to go out and see can I find it.
And tote it here?
Tote it here and raise it. Pa.
Boy, you got me hemmed in. Tell your ma I said you was to go and get it.
Hey, Pa.
The second act of the Lady Esther Screen Guild play will follow in a moment. Now, a word from Lady Esther.
Suppose I said to you, your skin would look so much lovelier if you kept it clean. You'd be shocked, wouldn't you? And yet so many fastidious women who think they give their skin good care never do get it really clean. And here's why. Every woman's skin has on it a stubborn film. It's caused by the natural skin oils mixed with cosmetics and dirt. You can't see or feel this stubborn film, but it's there. And ordinary cleansing fails to remove it. Day after day it clings, hides the true freshness and beauty of your skin. Day after day it encourages blackheads and blemishes. But there is one safe, sure way to get rid of this stubborn film. Smooth on my unique Lady Esther four-purpose face cream and wipe it off. Immediately, and this is so important, apply Lady Esther cream again and wipe it off. It's this second cleansing that really rids your skin of that stubborn, clogging film. and instantly you'll see the difference in your skin. The clearer, fresher, younger look. You'll find the very texture of my unique Lady Esther cream is different. So soft, so effective. That's one reason my cream cleanses so thoroughly. Why don't you let Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream work its beauty wonders on your skin?
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of The Yearling, starring Jane Wyman, Gregory Peck, and Claude Jarman, Jr.
And so Jody had him a pet, a little baby fawn. And he called him Flag for the little white stump of a tail he had. And 'twere a thing to see, the boy and the little deer together. Daytime, Jody kept him close to hand, and nighttime, he took the fawn to bed with him. Till it were hard to figure, judging from the smell, which were boy and which were critter. And so 'twent on through the summer, through the fall and winter, boy and deer growing up together. Come spring, we got us a good stand of corn started, and that meant victuals for the winter. Yes, sir, things looked mighty good. Until the rain. 6 days of blinding, blowing, desperate rain.
There's no good to pick these things. They're rotted. All rotted, our whole crop.
Jody, you keep turning that corn by the fire so's all them ears get a mite of heat.
I'm doing it, Pa. Flag, you best lay down and keep quiet.
Looks like most of these beans is molded, Ori.
6 days of rain. We just as good to quit fighting and lay down and die.
Well, Job taking worse punishment.
That's right. Find the good in it. And you get out of that milk, you dad-ratted vomit.
Mama, don't hit Flag. Don't hit him.
Now that ends it. That critter gives me no peace night or day. He can't come in this house no time, never no more.
He's just hungry, Ma. He ain't had much.
Well, you lock him up in the barn, and if he gets in my way again...
Leave off, the both of you. Ain't it enough to have trouble pouring on you out of the sky without the family quarreling? Has a man got to die to find peace? Ori, listen.
What's happening now?
It seems like...
Pa, it's stopped.
Dogged if it ain't. Just don't seem possible. Ma, seems like times a body gets struck so low, ain't a power on earth can ever get him up again. Seems like something in him dies so he don't even want to get up again. But he does. Tain't much of a world left for us, Ori, but it's all we got. Let's be thankful we got any world at all. Well, there's the sun.
Sorry I can't run into the woods with you today, Flag. We got us a lot of work to do. Get them new plantings in. Corn, taters, greens, and okra. Gotta watch them pretty careful, Flag. Gotta look after these tobacco plants, too. See, when these here plants come up, we won't have to tote water from the sinkhole no more. Ma's gonna have a well right outside the door. When Pa says something, he means it, Flag. Yes, sir. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Yes, everything was fine. Till that morning, me and Ori went outside and seen what happened to the tobacco plants. And whilst we was standing there, Jody come out.
Hey, Pa, you figure we can start to... What's the matter, Pa?
Shouldn't be no need to ask if you're looking at them tobacco plants.
Oh.
Jody.
Yes, Pa?
We've been saving a long time to get enough extra to set out them tobacco seeds. Ain't we, boy?
Torn Flag done it, Pa. Torn Flag.
'Twere Flag, son. He's ruined half the crop.
He didn't mean it, Pa. Ma, he didn't mean it.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm going in.
Ma, listen, Ma. Ma, wait.
She don't feel none like talking, Jody. She figured at last she was going to get that well dug.
But Flag didn't mean it, Pa.
No, I don't figure he done it malicious. He was just racing back and forth, and it was something to jump on.
Pa, There's a good few you ain't touched, Pa. Reckon there'd still be enough to get Ma her well dug?
I'm afraid not, boy. But I got a little idea.
Yes, Pa?
As soon as we've hoed the corn, what do you say we clear up that field behind the pot garden? There's a few big stumps there, but if we can get them out pretty soon, we might plant ourselves some cotton.
Pa!
A money crop so's your ma can still get a well. Only don't you say nothing to her about it. Wouldn't want to disappoint her again. You reckon we can do it, boy?
Hey, Pa, we can do it. We can do it.
Up, boy! Up! Up! Up, boy! Oh, Caesar. Oh, boy.
This is the last one, Pa. Where you figure we best dig Ma her well?
We best get this field and cotton before we figure on that. Gee up, Caesar. Gee up. Gee up, boy. Up. Oh. Oh. Whoa, Caesar.
Pa, what's the matter, Pa?
It's all right. I reckon I strained myself.
I'd better get Ma.
No. I'll be all right. You help me up on Caesar. I'll ride him in.
Is it easier now, Pa? Is it?
Oh, feels mighty good lying down this way. Hardly feel the pain.
You're obliged to take it easy for a spell.
I reckon. You think you can take charge of things for a few days?
I can take charge, Pa.
You know what belongs to be done.
Cowpeas will need horn. I best watch the corn for cutworms, and
You've got to keep that deer out in the field.
I'll keep him out.
That's fine. But you keep him out religious.
Yes, sir. I'll just take charge of everything. Now, you get to sleep. You got to get back your strength.
All right, son.
Night, Pa.
Night, boy.
Jody, your Pa asleep?
He's getting to sleep. You best get to bed, too, Ma.
What's that?
I say, you best get to bed.
Well, now, Mr. Impudent Big Mouth, you just get to your room.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people getting mighty important around here.
Yes, ma'am. Night.
Night.
Where's the boy at now, Ori?
Why, he's out getting you some food. He took the gun.
Hey, Pa! Looky, Pa. I got some dulls for your supper, and I only wasted 2 shots. I'm taking charge all right, ain't I, Pa? Everything's come along just fine. The corn's the best to ever seed, and... What's the matter, Pa?
Well, when did you see the corn last, Jody?
Yesterday. It were fine. It's prettier than each high.
Your ma here says something has edited.
The corn?
She says nigh about the whole crop is gone.
Flag ain't it, Ma.
Flag at it. And this settles it. That deer's got to go.
But he won't never do it again, Ma. I'm going to punish him. I'll whip him with a stick, Pa. He ain't never whipped before, Pa, but I can do it.
You don't think whipping's going to help nothing, boy. Flag ain't no fawn no more. He's a yearling.
I'll pin him up, Pa. I'll halter him. I'll tie him by the legs to a tree.
Jody, come here, close to me. Jody, you know we depend on our crops to live.
Yes, sir.
We can't go on having them destroyed one after the other.
No, sir.
And you know there ain't a way in the world to keep that wild yearling from destroying them.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, boy. I can't never tell you how sorry. Take the yearling out in the woods, and tie him, and shoot him.
I'll not do it. I'll just not. They can't make me do it. Flag, you gotta go away, Flag. You gotta go away and never come back. You growed up now. You can make out by yourself. You'll be all right. Besides, I don't care for you no more. You ain't cute like you used to be when you was little. I want you to go. You hear me? You're gonna get killed. You stay around here. Go on, get out, and don't you never come back. Don't you never, never. How am I gonna sleep, Flag? How am I gonna sleep without you? I didn't mean it, Flag. I didn't mean what I said. It was just a... Flag, what'd you come back for? What'd you come back for?
Jody, how come you're not to do what I told you?
I couldn't. I just couldn't, Pa.
Go to your room and shut the door. Your ma's...
Flag! Ma, what you done?
I didn't mean to hurt him. I can't shoot straight. You know I can't.
Flag!
Jody, you got to finish him, boy. You got to put him out in his torment.
Jody, I've
I'm sorry. You done it on purpose. You always hated him. You do. You went back on me. I hate you. I hope you die. I hope I never see you again.
I watched him while he took the gun and went to where the yearling was lying. Then I couldn't watch no more. I turned away. I heard the shot. And when I looked again, the boy was gone. 3 days and nights. Just about the lowest time in my life. Me held to the house, hardly able to walk, and his ma hunting for the boy high and low, half out in her mind. And then the third night. Ori? Is that you, Ori?
It's me. It's Jody.
What? Jody? Come close. Oh, boy, we near about give you out. You all right?
I'm all right.
You all right. You ain't dead nor gone. You all right. Glory be.
I had to come home.
Why, sure you did.
I ain't meant what I said. Hating you.
Why, sure you ain't. Jody, you figured I went back on you. That's why you runned away. Son, there's a thing every man's got to know. Maybe you know it already. 'Twarn't only me. 'Twarn't only a yearling deer happened to be destroyed. Boy, life goes back on you.
Yes, sir. I reckon.
A man's heart aches seeing his young'uns face the world, knowing they got to get their insides tore out the way his was tore. I wanted to spare you as long as I could. I wanted you to frolic with your yearling. I knowed the lonesomeness be easier for you. But every man's lonesome. Oh, what's he to do then? What's he to do when he gets knocked down? Why, take it for his share and go on.
I'm ashamed I run off.
Oh, it's food and drink to have you home, boy. Now, you get to bed and get your rest, and I'll sit here and wait for your ma.
Yes, sir.
Night.
Night, Pa. I'll start the corn early in the morning.
Yes, boy.
We'll make it, Pa. We'll make out.
Yes, boy.
Night.
Good night, my son.
Esri.
Ori. He was standing there. You heard him?
Esri, he's come back.
Ori. Ori.
I thought he'd gone. I thought I'd lost them all. But he's come back. He's come back.
Yes. But he's done come back different. He's taken a punishment. Ori, our little boy, ain't a yearling no longer.
Ma. Jody. You done come back. Yes, Ma. I'm grateful.
Thank you, Gregory Peck, Jane Wyman, and Claude Jarman, for your deeply moving performances. And that brings us quite fittingly to
the Red Book Magazine Awards for 1946.
As you all know, Red Book Magazine makes an annual award, a beautiful silver cup, for the picture it considers the outstanding screen achievement of the year. And here is Mr. Charles Brackett, who, with his partner, Mr. Billy Wilder, won the cup last year for their Paramount picture, The Lost Weekend.
Thank you. And speaking for Billy Wilder as well as myself, I congratulate Red Book on his choice. We both enjoyed The Yearling tremendously. It is a picture of overpowering visual beauty, and it is more than that. It is a story of great people, and it is told with a warmth and tenderness and love which rarely find their way into celluloid. It gives me exceptional pleasure to pass on the Red Book Cup to the men who brought The Yearling to the screen with such consummate artistry, to Mr. Sidney Franklin, the producer, and to Mr. Clarence Brown, the director.
Thank you, Mr. Brackett. And though Sidney Franklin is snowbound in New Mexico tonight, I'm sure he's as happy as I am right now. Of course, we're both honored to receive an award like this, which is held in such high esteem in our profession. But I must confess there's more to it than that. This cup is not only a reward, it's a challenge. And I'm sure that Sidney and I will look at it someday and wonder if we ever again will make a picture as good as the Yearling.
Well, Mr. Brown, you've set yourself a very high standard. The story from Marjorie Kinnan Rawlins' book, those performances, that breathtaking photography, the lovely symphonic music, the scenes in the forest, the bear fight, the woodland ballet, none of which could be shown tonight. They all add up to make The Yearling one of the great classics of the screen.
We think so too, Mr. Brackett. And I'm sure that Mr. and Mrs. American audience, when they see it, will agree that it's not only the finest picture of this year, but of a good many years.
Well, naturally, we're proud of it. And on behalf of Sidney Franklin and myself, may I tell you now how much we owe to so many others, to Greg and Jane, little Claude Jarman, for their inspiring performances, to Paul Osborne for a magnificent screenplay, to Herbert Stothard for a glorious musical score, and, above all, to the man who, for 8 years, in spite of delay and disappointment and terrific odds, never once lost faith or his enthusiasm. I mean, of course, the heart and mind of our studio, Mr. Louis B. Mayer. For him, for all of us. Our thanks to Red Book and to Lady Esther. Good night.
And now, before we tell you about next week's show, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Did you ever hear another girl say, "Why couldn't I have been born with a lovely skin?" Well, some of the loveliest complexions in the world are largely the result of the right skin care. And much ordinary-looking skin is due to just one thing which threatens every woman. There's a stubborn film clinging to your skin, a combination of natural skin oils, cosmetics, and dirt. You can't see or feel this stubborn film, and ordinary cleansing methods fail to remove it. That's the danger. You think your skin is clean when it isn't. That invisible film still clings, hiding the true freshness and beauty of your skin, encouraging blackheads and blemishes. Here's the safe, sure way to get rid of that stubborn film. First, smooth on my unique Lady Esther four-purpose face cream and wipe it off. Then immediately apply Lady Esther cream again and wipe it off. This second cleansing is the important one to remove that stubborn, invisible film. And instantly you see the difference. The fresher, clearer, younger look. And remember, my unique Lady Esther four-purpose face cream does 4 of the things your skin needs most. It cleanses thoroughly. It softens skin, helps nature refine your pores, and leaves a perfect powder base. Lady Esther face cream needs no help from any other cream.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players will present Parent by Proxy. It will star Paulette Goddard and Jack Benny. Be sure to listen. The Yearling was produced and directed for Lady Esther by Bill Lawrence and adapted by Harry Cronman. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther. Thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.